All right, welcome to the first segment of Getting Creative with ... This week's theme is cardboard, arbitrarily chosen by me in order to provide a pleasant diversion from your week in order to stay creative. So without further ado, we have myself, Ksenia, Beth, Christopher, and Molly. Hey guys, thanks for joining in on this first sort of foray into what I hope to be a really fun sort of creative endeavor. So this week's theme was cardboard, as I mentioned, and I have been stress buying things on Amazon, as a lot of people have, I'm sure. So that's how I came up with the idea of, hey, why don't we just do cardboard? The issues I run into with cardboard is that it's corrugated, kind of ugly, flimsy. I use cardboard boxes as like little dens for my rats, but I figured nobody wanted to see that. So what I came up with is this stackable, take-apartable little 3D sculpture. It stands on its own. And the way I was thinking through this is that, well, I love the idea of upcycling material, making things useful and beautiful. And I love the idea of play. So I have friends with kids who come over and they enjoy playing with, their own toys and blocks and stuff. I also really don't like ugly toys. So I'll give them something like hand-painted blocks that I've made or something of that nature. And this is a craft that I've made with my friends' kids in mind, really. Ones who would want to come over and just take this apart, which you can totally do. So this whole thing comes apart, and it stores flat in an envelope or a little pouch or whatever you want to do. That way you can actually save some space, but also this is sort of like a piece of art as well. So if your child makes artwork that is actually pretty, maybe you want to display it. But my process was just taking apart some cardboard boxes, painting them with some high-density acrylic paint, and cutting some notches in them in order to be able to take them apart, put them back together. Highly customizable. I think very pretty to look at because I have a colorful house, and really dead simple to make. So I wanted something pretty, functional, and something a kid could play with. And that's a little dealy.
That's so cool.
It is.
It reminds me of there's something that we have at the library on the play table. Do you know what those are called? Those plastic?
Oh, yeah.
It's just like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so
They're so beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. They match your wall colors, I think.
Ooh. I really like that you mentioned that you can take them apart and then lay them flat and put them in an envelope for storage. That's sweet.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to worry about moving a fragile piece of art or, your child's art project or what have you. So it's also fun for fine motor skill development. A friend of mine is a Montessori teacher, and she saw this. She's like, oh, can I use it in the classroom? So I'm like, oh, this is so fun. To be able to actually make something that's kind of fun to play with. And I love customization. So any kind of imaginative play that I can engage a kid in is really, really fun. So that they can there's no right or wrong answer for this. If they want it to stand up vertically, they'll have to figure it out. If they want it to, be more two-dimensional, then they can, it's their imagination at play. And I really appreciated this project for that. So yeah, there it is. Now
I want to play with them.
I do too.
I've been doing it all day. it's fun. I sealed it with Mod Podge, and now I can do whatever I want.
Okay.
It's a secret.
So you used acrylic paint, you said? Like you brushed it on?
Yeah, just heavy body acrylic paint of various colors. And I did just 2 coats, I think, on each side, let them dry, and then cut little notches toward the center. So I freehanded the shapes, didn't use any, templates or anything like that. But yeah, there it is.
Very
Getting
nice.
creative with cardboard. And I think next we have Beth with her project. Yes.
Was that me?
Yes.
I have a very, I seem to have a iffy internet connection. Well, anyway, I also got creative with cardboard. I didn't use corrugated cardboard though, but this was from a box, a paper box. And I made a series of these mobiles. And let me just go back to why I created mobile things. And that was because when I took all my plants outside, I have my plant hooks inside, and I've been looking at them in my bedroom and going, I need to hang something on those hooks. So I wanted to make a mobile, and I've been thinking about it. And when Ksenia initiated this this program, I said, well, I'm going to make this mobile, or another name for it is earrings for my plant hook. So I have 3 of them in my room, and I think I'll probably add some more. But what's fun is at night with the shadows of the circle against my ceiling, it looks really cool. So it's circles hanging down and circles on the ceiling, and I made a video of it that we're going to connect to, and you'll see what it looks like that way.
Cool. I think you call them earrings for your plant hooks. I think that's just fantastic. Like designed out of necessity. That's great.
What are the shapes that you have there?
I just use freehand circles. I just cut circles, and then I colored it with colored pencil. And then I opted to not do anything and just left the backside brown. So when they dangle, there's some color to it, and also the wall itself that I have them in is kind of this tan color, so it has a nice contrast, and it just glows. And then with my ceiling fan going around, it just kind of fun to watch them dance.
That's great.
Thank you.
Pretty. Your colored pencil saturation turned out really, really well.
Hey, and I'd also started to, well, there's the technological part of it, or the logistical part. I did have them arranged in certain colors, and then I just decided, oh, let's just be random, and I turned them over so I wouldn't know, and I didn't even pay attention to the shapes as far as like size gradation. But and then I wanted to use fish line or some kind of plastic line. I couldn't find it. I looked downtown when I was there, so I just used thread and tape, and it does the job too. So
Nice.
Earrings for your plant hooks.
I have 2 that I'm looking at right now in the corner of my living room, and I think that's a good deal. I'd like that.
You know what else would be fun? I think is tin foil.
Yeah, to catch the light.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I might play with that. So yeah.
That's sweet. I saw something online that was similar, and they used like contact paper and like cut out spaces, and then like you have the contact paper that like maybe you have something in between it, so then when the light shines through, I feel like that's such a cool project. There's so many possibilities.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibilities are endless when it comes to cardboard.
Did you try different shapes or anything like that, or just settle on circles?
I settled on circles. I was just like, what do you like? You like circles. I mean, and I had also, I had some toilet paper rolls that I snipped but I just didn't find a way to incorporate them, so I stuck with the circles.
Yeah. I hoard toilet paper rolls, so I need to maybe use up some of that. Future project.
Yeah.
Heyo, be creative with toilet paper rolls. Cool.
So that's my story. Yep.
Well, thank you for that. Molly.
All right. So I, like you, have a lot of cardboard boxes. We're getting a lot of our stuff delivered, and I wanted to come up with something that was like playful but functional. So I have a 4-month-old baby, and I wanted to come up with something that was like maybe we could like use or play with at some point. So I made this like, it's like a sensory tugging box. So you take a cardboard box and you punch a bunch of holes like in each side. And then you thread ribbons through it. So like the inside looks really like kind of crazy. And I ended up cutting off, like trimming off the flaps on either end so that it could close a little more easily. But basically, yeah, you thread the ribbons through and then tie knots on either end. So then when you pull on it, it stays put, and they don't come out. And it's just kind of like a fun sensory type experience.
Oh, I love it.
Fine motor skills. It's a little, you know, it's too old for him right now, but I wanted to play with how I could, you know, upcycle some things at home. I just used some old ribbons that I had lying around, and some paper to kind of put some like abstract shapes on the box. And I had a old label that I couldn't peel off, so I was like, all right, well this area is going to have more color. Yeah, that's what I made.
So creative. Really, I think we should take.
Totally zany, but
No, we should take all of these and put them on the second floor outside events as a stress break.
Yeah, I know, right? You just yank on it. I feel like it'd be for adults. I just want to pull on something.
But I mean, babies love boxes, you know.
Yes.
So yeah, don't give him too many gifts at the beginning. Just give him the boxes. But no, that's a perfect thing, and that's something I'll make for my future grandchild.
Yeah, I saw something online too. At first, I was thinking I was gonna like seal the box up, but I was looking at different ways that people made these, and it's actually kind of like a cool thing that it opens up, and then they can like see how they can even pull from this side, you know, and see the inside of like how things are connected. So.
Very neat. Do you have a color scheme going on there with the ribbons? It looks like blue.
Oh, you know what? A lot of these ribbons are leftover from my baby shower, and so I just tried to repurpose. I think they did kind of coordinate, and then I just like picked out paper that was like high contrast, and then blues and greens. Yeah.
Very cool. I love that. Yeah, also like fine motor skill development too with the tugging and the pulling. All of them.
And I tried to also find like different textured ribbons. I didn't really have any silky ones, but like these ones are more kind of feel like cotton, and this one is like a thicker type ribbon, and this one has some bumping, you know, stitching on it. And it's also like this ribbon was supposed to be one of those like gift toppers that's like all curly cued, so it kind of bounces.
Oh, fun.
Pulls back. But I think you can just use whatever you have.
Yeah, I love that the variety and the creativity that comes from just using whatever you have at hand. It's fun. Sweet. Well, thank you for that. And last, we have Christopher. What have you brought for us this week?
Well, I made a 3D sculpture that was kind of a head. I don't know if you can see it too well.
Whoa.
But it was hard to get my mind around how to make a 3D sculpture out of layers of cardboard. And I was thinking of some topographic maps, and I've run into a bunch of really cool pieces of art lately that use that. And there's a Czech sculptor, David Cherny, and he has a lot of sculptures that look kind of like this. So it was really hard for me to think how I'm going to cut each layer to, you know, I wasn't completely successful, obviously, but it was fun, really fun to put together.
Did you plan out your layers like ahead of time, or were you more improvisational?
I only started with just the back, and then I just got smaller and smaller, but I had to account for the jaw because if it just gets smaller and smaller, it just comes to a kind of rounded, edge at the end. So yeah, I had to think about how to make the jawline.
Cool.
So yeah, it was fun. And just 30 minutes ago, I realized I had to add some more layers to the face because it was so pushed in.
Well, I have to ask, how many layers are there? Did you count?
You're
gonna count now.
There are almost 20.
Wow.
Did you use more than one box, or what did you?
No, I did just use one box from the library. I was all out of boxes. I couldn't believe it at home. So I went to the library and found one.
Cool.
Yeah.
And did you use just hand scissors to cut?
Just crappy scissors, not even nice corrugated cardboard scissors that I have seen advertised online. And I was wondering if anyone has ever used those before.
I haven't, no.
They look like surgeon scissors, kind of. Anyway, but I just, it's pretty rough, but it was fun.
Yeah, that's so cool. How did you come up with the facial design, I suppose? Like, were you thinking of someone in particular, or just?
No, but I was thinking that it would be really easy to make monster or kind of horrific faces because you can easily do it so badly. And, anything could happen. And but it came out more or less human.
Anthropomorphic.
It was just such a nice excuse to do something like this because I never would have tried this or done it, and it was just so fun.
Cool.
It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Apart from, I have to ask, like, how is your hand after all that cutting?
It's in pretty good shape, but my wife said there's no way I could do that.
It turned out really well. And is it just glue that you?
Yeah, it's I was actually gluing it right before our Zoom meeting.
No
way. Yeah, just putting it together.
And is only the outer layers got the note? Like you only did the head layer, right?
Yeah, so maybe you can see it kind of that way. There should probably be one more nose layer here. That would be better. I guess no one's nose really looks quite like that. But yeah, it was just fun to think of, what does a face look like? So, some success. So it was really fun.
Love it.
Cool.
Cool. What other sculptures did David Cherney made that you...
Well, his head is the one that really stuck with me. It's like a sliced up head. And I wasn't exactly thinking of that. There's another website called, I think it's called This Is Colossal.
Yeah.
So I was just introduced to that website by the Crafty Chat people. And there was an artist who takes topographic maps and draws faces with them. And they're just beautiful. Maybe that was kind of subconsciously in my mind, thinking about this. So,
yeah.
Super cool, guys.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you for presenting all of your amazing creations. I love how the variety. Somebody else who wants to participate in the events was like, hey, so do I need to coordinate with people about like what I'm making so they don't make the same thing? And it's just really fun to see that we didn't coordinate at all, apart from here's a Zoom link, here's the theme, and to see the variety I think is amazing.
Right.
I knew that. Cool. I'm gonna keep this recording for a few more minutes here and then cut it off at the end of the meeting just so I can like save it. I think the process is like end a meeting and then a pop-up window comes up and it's like save this file.
Gotcha.
Go ahead and do that. But yeah, for all intents and purposes.
Well, I'm looking forward to making some of these things that you made. Both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
You'll have
Yeah.
to edit out the baby sounds in the background.
Ambient noises. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Great. So I think next week for those who are participating, it's going to be themed with plants. But it's our first maiden voyage into getting creative with cardboard. Next week is getting creative with plants. About plants, near plants, by plants, who knows?
That sounds great. This is a great idea, Ksenia.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you guys are in it and are offering all sorts of different perspectives on it. This is super fun for me too, and I love seeing all your work.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, I will end the meeting, and hopefully something good will happen with the recording.
I hope everyone is doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same to you.
Good seeing you guys.
Good to see you too.